Welcome back, everybody. It's Saturday morning. It's college football, and I'm talking once again with big man on campus, Jeff Nadeau. He's out in Philadelphia. And also today, we have Scott Carter in the studio with us, a hockey analyst and also a college football ticket casher lover, okay? With that being said, we have an edition that's called Sleepers, and it could be high-profile games or under-the-radar games, just something that has betting value that possibly the bookies are sleeping on. So with that being said, hey, big man, glad to have you back with us.
Thanks as always, guys. Good to be back.
Now, listen, I know you must have 3, 4, maybe 5 games that we consider sleepers that have some great betting value. All right, I'm going to let you take off first, and then we're going to turn it over to Scott Carter.
First game, Mike, for me, I'm going to go with Army plus 5.5 against Duke. You know I've backed Army before, Mike, and it's a team that's made me money so far this year. Mike, the weather forecast in Raleigh, North Carolina today, windy with drenching rain.
Ooh.
Hurricane Matthew really going to affect this game. And I think that's important because Army loves to run the football. This is the second leading rushing team in the country. I know they're off a loss. They're off of a bye week, though, and they're resilient, and they're coming back here with a lot of moxie and character going forward. They're facing a Duke team that beat them last year, Mike, and Army. Look, I think it's going to benefit them that they love to run the ball. Duke, a team, has trouble scoring as it is, likes to throw the ball around. They're not going to be able to throw the ball around today in this weather. You also look at the fact, guys, that Army leads Duke leads the country in turning the ball over. They've turned the ball over 17 times. I think this weather's really going to pose a problem for them. It's really going to take them out of their element. I think Army grounds and pounds in a wet game. They get the job done here. May even win the game outright, but I'll take the 5.5.
Wow, I like that breakdown. And you know what? That weather really factors into it strong because I watched this game last week with Duke and Cutcliffe. He's got his hands, literally, he's got his work cut out for him because this team has 0 running game. So if they're going to have to rely on that pass with those weather conditions, something tells me this could be a lot of turnovers. Scott
That's
Carter.
Great insight on that. That's a great with the weather. That's
absolutely.
That's awesome.
What do you have any say? Did you look into that game at all, Army and Duke?
I looked at that game and never really bothered to go further in that, but I'm going to probably take a little bit of action on that one now,
yeah.
too.
And I know that this is your first time doing videos with Big Man, but he's got a good feel for Army, and that is a team that can pound it out.
That was a great breakdown about why you should do
Well,
that,
that's
right?
what he does, buddy. He breaks them down like that. Okay, Army plus 5.5. Now we're going to go to Scott Carter. Scott, what game do you have to get us started here that you think might have some sleeper value?
Sleeper value, good question. I'm going to go with, I like Tennessee plus 7. They've been finding ways to win, miracle finishes, and they keep winning somehow. They do it. I know they're playing, in Texas on the road, but I think they're going to show up, and it's going to be a close game. I think they could actually win that game outright as well.
Well, that's one of my picks as well, and I'm dying to hear what Big Man has to say. All right, Tennessee has snuck away with 2 wins that absolutely were like almost miraculous, but now, do you get more resilient from that, or does your team get wore down and say, damn, I'm tired of coming back? Does this team finally play a full game from quarter 1 to quarter 4? Big Man, help us there.
Well, first of all, I don't know that they can. And second of all, this should be the toughest game for them yet. How many times can they continue to win from behind? You got to realize, guys, this team should have lost to App State and to Georgia. And again, 2 teams that aren't on the level of Texas A&M. Texas A&M has a dominant defense. At the end of the day, Tennessee hasn't been able to really move the football. I got to say, I'm on the other side. I like what Trevor Knight's done there. I like the playmakers that they possess. For whatever reason, I think this is a 10-point win for Texas A&M. It's not going to be on my card, but I think Tennessee's luck's going to run out here sooner or later.
Yeah.
That could be true.
It could be true, and I do. I got him. I like him with the points because something tells me that Butch Jones has this team ready to go. He's got it turned into, hey, guys, we did this. We're resilient. We're good. Now let's just own it from start to finish. And there's still a part of me that thinks Texas A&M still has to sweep out that Johnny Manziel mess. But I'm telling you, this Sumlin guy, this is a damn good coach. He has not only refocused that team, but he has his team believing in themselves that they're the champions with nothing to do with anything from the past. So that can be dangerous because that builds momentum. So we'll see.
I'm telling you guys, this team, look out for Texas A&M. I'm telling you, they are really good.
Well, you're liking that, and you had a call on them last week, if I'm correct, a good feel for them anyway, and Pistol Pete was telling me that, that's also an angle that he's looking at. With that being said, Big Man, what's your second game? What do you got for us?
I'm going I'm gonna get away from this weather, go out to the sunny West Coast, nice weather. I'm gonna go with Air Force minus 11.5 against Wyoming. You talk about off the radar. Who's more off the radar right now than the Air Force Falcons at 4-0? This team is really, really good, and they're coming into this game facing a Wyoming team that their strength is running the football with Brian Hill. But look, Air Force is second in the country behind only Houston, giving up 53 rush yards per game. They are very stout against the run. And you look at this Air Force team, Mike, they remind me a lot of Navy last year. They have a lot of seniors, a quality quarterback. And look, they've added the pass a little bit to their repertoire, and it's really paid dividends. They're off of a nice win against Navy last week. I just think Air Force flying under the radar. They're in the Air Force, so they're flying under the radar a little bit. And Wyoming, look, this team last year sucked. They're not very good this year. And I think one of their strengths is going to be really hamstrung in this game. I think Air Force will wear them down with that triple option. That's so hard to prepare for. And, a lot of people will mention, well, they're in Wyoming, so elevation is going to be a problem. Air Force goes there every year. These are some of the toughest kids in America at the Air Force Academy. They're going to be ready to go here. I think they kind of wear them down and roll to a 14 to 20-point win here against an up-and-coming Wyoming team. They're just not ready right now.
Now, is this going to be one of your big games on your website?
Actually, the first game we discussed is a big game on my website. I'm still looking at this one. The lines moved a little bit, but I definitely like Air Force a whole lot.
Okay, and I'm looking at your two games. Hell, you look like you're a military recruiter right now. Army, Air Force. But you know what? You said something, big man, that makes so much sense, and it has so much betting value for our viewers, all right? When you have a team that's going out west, whether it's Colorado, wherever they're going, where the elevation is different, who better prepared than a military team, literally, because these guys go through a rigorous training, unlike any other school. So I agree with that, and if anything, I think it's to their advantage as opposed to a disadvantage. All right, nice call on that, Air Force minus 11.5. We're going to do 3 games each. Scott Carter, what's your second game?
Well, I'm going to piggyback on his military theme. I'm going to go with San Diego State. I know they're not a military school, but they're in a military city. San Diego, huge Navy right there. And
who are they playing today?
Oh my God,
UNLV.
Yeah, UNLV, the Running Rebels, baby.
San Diego State, it's minus 15.5. That's what I have it at. They lost last week. They really screwed the pooch last week on the road. But they had the second longest winning streak, undefeated streak next to Alabama in the country.
Oh,
and they were good.
I know that. And
so I think they're going to come out and be mad this
time. I think it was a classic overlook last week, and I think that team does. I think they got some fuel in the fire, and they're pissed off, and they're pissed off within, okay? They're not pissed off from anybody else. They're mad at themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'd like for them to bounce back again and to have show them that was just a bad week they had last week. What do you guys think?
Well, I'm dying to hear what Big Man has to say. What do you think, San Diego State minus 15.5, Big Man?
I love that play. That was very close to being up hard.
No,
I think it's a great spot for the Aztecs. Off a loss against a team last year that beat them. This is 2 straight years they've lost South Alabama. Now they go into conference. If you look last year, they dominated it in conference play. UNLV's a bad football team. They have no quarterback right now. I love that play. I was close to putting that on my own card. I love San Diego State. Good defense. Heisman Trophy caliber running back. I love that play.
Yeah, me too.
Wow. Okay, viewers, you see it. There's 2 guys jumping on top of that one, and I like it as well. All right, let's break down game number 3, Big Man. What do you got for us?
I like Washington State plus 7 against Stanford. I know this is the favorite for a lot of people this week, but guys, I got to be honest. I don't really understand how Washington State doesn't possibly win this football game. It's just a bad spot right now for the Stanford Cardinal without their 2 best cornerbacks, and they're also guys without their fullback. And I know that's not going to be important to a lot of people, but Christian McCaffrey thrives with a fullback in that
big time.
They don't have him right now. He really couldn't get a lot going last week against Washington. Mike Leach is my favorite coach in the country, guys. He's not the best coach in the world, but he's my favorite because he loves to throw the football. He really has he just doesn't give a shit.
No, he doesn't. When he was at Texas Tech, he had that team playing the most exciting football they ever played. And you know what? That's the kind of guy, you love him or you hate him, but I'm on board with you. I love his style. He knows how to bring the best out in his players, big man. He will take a rookie, a kid that's, first year in college, make him feel like he's a senior and that he's the veteran on the team that can lead him all the way. He implodes confidence in his team like nobody else I know.
He will attack these two backup quarterbacks. They'll throw the football around. I'm going to tell you guys, they may win this game outright, but
And look at the swing on that line. And I know it was because you got the cornerbacks out and that fullback, and you nailed it on the head. McCaffrey says he got nothing without that fullback in front of him. So that's everything. So people don't need to overlook that. And I'm telling you, I think Stanford's got a lot on their plate here. What was that line again?
I got 7.
Wow. Okay, so your third pick, Washington State +7, could be an overlooked game. It could be just they outplay Stanford. I'm anxious to see what happens there. Okay, Scott Carter, game number 3. What do you got for us?
I don't know if you guys are going to like this one, but I don't usually bet big overs like this, but I'm loving Washington Huskies over 68 in Oregon.
Wow, you think Washington can score 68? Because that's what's going to happen, because Oregon damn sure ain't going to score no points. They might score 14. That's my opinion.
I think they're going to score somewhere in the 20s. They're at home.
Over 68, right?
I think over 60 is my pay. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think Washington has a lot to prove this year. And beating their rivals in Oregon on the road.
Oh, I love it. I'm all over Washington on the side. Yeah.
Gas pedal to the metal, and they're going to keep scoring and scoring. Yeah. I don't know what you guys think.
Well, Chris Peterson's got this team playing Boise State type of ball, and now he's got something even more dangerous. It's called confidence, right? This quarterback is absolutely, he's the best. Yeah. You got to love to play for this guy, all right? And here's the thing. Oregon, that coach is on his way out. He knows it. They're still trying to live off of the Chip Kelly dream of Oregon when they absolutely dominated. Guess what? It's not happening, and now there's no pieces left from that, organization that was killing it at one time. This is an Oregon team that not only will be in rebuilding mode, but they're going to take a hell of a hit for the next 2 or 3 years in recruiting because they don't have the right man recruiting.
Tell us how you really feel about
That's how I feel, buddy. I'll break that one down. What do you think, big man?
I like this guy, Mike. I don't know where you said he's not a college football guy. This guy's right on the money. I gave this pick out on SBR Forum not 3 days ago on the over in this game. I love this. I love the over. I agree with him.
No, I like it too. But yeah, this guy, he wait till you meet him when you come to Costa Rica. You'll know what I mean when the three of us are up there at the casino.
Mike, Oregon's going to score in the 20s. I don't care who you put in front of them. They will 24 points. And Washington's going to score 50. So this is I'm telling you guys, this is like a 54-27 type of game.
Exactly what I was going to say. It's going to be in the high 70s, early or low 80s.
And you know what? I'm not a totals guy. I work with Totals Low Shack. I depend on Pistol Pete to break that down. But the way you guys are talking about this, and you know what? I got to lay off Oregon just a little bit. If Oregon doesn't score 20 points, there's something wrong there, and I think they might do that. This over is sounding good.
Their tempo is high. They're always, whether they're down 30 or 7, they're still going to run the same tempo. Mark Helfrich needs to do whatever he can to somehow give some sort of semblance to his job there. They need to keep scoring, and they're going to score. They have athletes, and Washington's never faced a defense or offense like this. Look at all their games. They have not faced an offense like this.
And I totally agree. My thoughts on this, guys, and I talked to Pistol Pete about it, and Al McMorty from BigAl.com. I was talking to him. All right, my thoughts are Oregon's offense is there for sure, but because of what's happening, I think it might be getting in these young kids' heads now that, you know what, we got to do everything. We got a defense that doesn't do anything, and you got a coach that literally knows he's not going to have that job, guys. Bottom line, he's not the man for the job. He looks so scared on that sidelines. It's incredible. But I do know this. I think Oregon may get the points that they need, but I'm telling you, I think Washington's going to whoop that ass. I'm all over that side.
Well, I agree with you, Mike. And one other thing, I just want to point out, they don't really ever have a great defense. Their goal is just to outscore people. And I think they're just going to try to score today. I agree, though, Mike. Washington's probably the side. You can't back Oregon right now. No way.
Absolutely.
Good analysis, yeah.
All right, viewers, you heard it. Big man on campus. He's going with Army +5.5, Washington State +7, Air Force -11.5, and Scott Carter's going with Tennessee +7, San Diego State -15.5, and Washington and Oregon over 68. You know what? That sounds like some sleeper picks that are going to cash those tickets. All right, guys, thanks so much, Jeff. We can't wait to have you on again next week. Let's keep this thing flowing. Let's keep the momentum going. And Scott Carter, thanks for coming on board. Let's whoop that bookie's ass. Jeff, have a great day.
You too, Jeff.
Thanks, fellas. You too.
Go to SBRodds.com. Browse, compare, and shop live odds available at top online sportsbooks.